All right, good afternoon, everybody on YouTube. Rick Thomas from Obsolete Video Services. Hey, guys. All right. Well, we took out the, on this IVC-960 color editor, we took out the motor and functional control board, which is located right there. And that's this board over here. As you can see, we checked out the transistors, the capacitors. I just went out and with all my testers, I've checked out everything brilliantly side by side just to see if I could troubleshoot any issue with the board. And we did find several things actually. Well, anyways, one of these resistors I had to change. I can't figure out which one it was, but it was one up on the top here, which seemed to be a dead short, it looked like. And then I had to change out a transistor, one. Okay, so it was a resistor or transistor up on this part of it, which is very near the control section of the speeds and normal and everything else. And then I was troubleshooting these relays. Now these relays are very interesting because they all tested good, but you have these little arms inside, and from fatigue and everything, if they get bent too far out of shape and the magnet doesn't pull them open and close at the right function, because they get bent, they get really out of whack from fatigue, from being on, off, and all that type of thing. So I checked the coils. All the coils were good, but the arms, look kind of funky on these, like they're spread out way too far from fatigue. So I said, screw it, I'm going to change them all out. So we did. We had some brand new replacements, as you can see, some brand new ones from other machines that I've had over the years. And I bought these new, I think, about 10 years ago, I think. And you can't get them anymore. But anyways, we ended up putting brand new ones in here. So as you can see, we got brand new relays in here, all the same ones. Okay, so let's see if my Frankenstein repair worked. Now, if this worked in the play position, the take-up spool should spin with tension. And if it does, that means this is fixed. So let's get this board back in. And usually I'm right about this stuff. So see if we get this board back in the right position. All right, push it in tight. All right, so you got to have a tape in this unit because there's a sensor over here. So I'm gonna put a credit card in here just so the machine recognizes there's tape loaded. All right, cross our fingers. Let's see if this works. Get the power position. All right, everything's coming up. Now, in the play position, when I hit play, this thing should spin in the opposite direction, giving it tension. All right, keeping the tape nice and taut means it should spin this way, if this is working right. So let's give this a shot and find out. Cross your fingers. Bingo. Here we go, guys. Couple little problems. Oh man, it's nice and tight now. All right, so this obviously spins loosely, and then when the tape gets dragged with the tension that's on it, which is a lot of tension, the tape gets dragged through the machine around the spindle, and this take-up spindle takes up the tape. But see how it's going in the opposite direction? That's exactly what it's supposed to do. I have to check it, put it back in normal position, I believe. So flipped it back into normal. There we go. All right, so that's working. So as you can see, it's spinning in the opposite way. It's supposed to do that in the play position. So we hit stop. So we'll hit stop. Now let's see if it rewinds. And it rewinds. Good. Hit stop again. Let's see if it goes into play position. All right. Nice and tight. Absolutely. Yes. And tension like that. Beautiful. All right. This is all fixed. We honestly were able to fix this problem relatively easy. Usually these are big ass problems when you have to start doing this type of work, but that card, which is part of the mechanism card, which is for the high voltage area, controls the mechanisms of the motors. Now in the play position, this was getting no tension at all. It wasn't even, it was just sitting there in the play position, super slack. It's not supposed to do that. It's supposed to spin in the opposite direction, which it's now doing. So as you can see, we now have it working. And basically it was a transistor and a resistor, but my hunch was all these relays, because they're so bent out of shape from sitting in the awkward position of editing, because they get bent out of shape, and it was just not pulling them back. When it's energized, it's supposed to pull them back where they all pull into each other, and several of them just weren't making very good contact apparently. So we swapped them out with brand new ones, and we ended up fixing the problem. This is what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so this is an IVC-960 color editor professional, very high-end unit. Now I got the problem with the tension fixed, which I've been wanting to work on for a while. I just haven't had a moment to sit down and do this, but I figured if it was an easy fix, I would do it. And yeah, this was more or less a 20-minute fix, so this worked out really, really well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video.